by next week I'll be able to announce the replacement for Abby.
Okay.
The Chesterfield Chamber of Commerce welcomes all businesses of all sizes to join this amazing business support and networking association. We provide routine education and networking events for all members. These events include our monthly educational and networking luncheons, our monthly chamber nights out, various committees and learning group, educational and social events. We can be reached at our website, which is www.chesterfieldchamber.com. Again, I'm Karen Webb, President of the Chesterfield Chamber of Commerce, and we look forward to having you join us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike King here, part of the Mike King Biz Media Network, ESPN Richmond 106.1. Karen Webb, Chesterfield Chamber is here with us. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, so tell us who you are and what you do.
I am Karen Webb. I am the president for the Chesterfield Chamber of Commerce, and we are a membership organization, an association that supports all the businesses in Chesterfield County. We provide networking, we provide training, we provide education, we provide resource libraries, and we provide the opportunity to develop leadership skills for all of the businesses, from very small all the way to very big.
In other words, if you want to do business in Chesterfield, the Chamber is the place. It is the ultimate I know a person.
Yep.
And those people are there. We're talking big business, like you said, everything from Lego to Plenty to the one man, one woman shop out there hustling.
Yep.
You're going to see everybody at the Chamber events. Last week was a very busy week for you, ma'am.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so you ended up with the Mark Bowen Westchester Commons music series and the night out. How was that?
It was wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And of course, Westchester Commons does such a great job anyway. And of course, with the Skip Castro Band being there, I just kept asking Mark, where were the waves I needed, the beach and the waves to set the...
That's how they do it.
Yeah, but it was fabulous. It was organized, and I will say one of the things we'd worried about doing a dual event with Chamber Night Out was the fact, because those events are big networking events, and we were worried because of the band, you wouldn't be able to talk to people, where the band and the sound system was done so expertly and perfectly that we were able to enjoy the band and still have conversations, and nobody left till the end, and it was wonderful. They did a great job, and we appreciate them very much.
Alrighty, it is the Chesterfield Chamber of Commerce. One of the things I noticed about the Chamber and your people, the leadership team, you guys are out everywhere, making a difference. So we were at Bryan and Stratton last week for their I Am Tourism. Mm-hmm. And who do I see there just clicking pictures like paparazzi? Karen Tigner.
Yep.
She was there making sure we captured that moment. The room was packed. Yeah. But it's the Chamber. She's there. Kaisha McCrae is there. Anna Soden, you guys are out at the Westchester Commons. She's like, oh, Mike, I got to go there and then do this. Ken Kelly, you talk about that. Talk a little bit about the volunteer, because you and your staff of 50 or 60 people, you were one woman. Oh, no, not technically last week.
I've got India with you.
Yes, you had an intern.
Right,
It is you guys holding the fort down. Jonathan is back. Right. Talk what it means to have the staff, the board, and volunteers all come together to keep this thing going.
Right. I think one of the beauties of it is, as we say, we've got a team of 3 in the office at this point in time, hopefully by next week to be 4, which we'll be glad about. But while everybody thinks that that's too small and why would we do it that way, it's wonderful in one way, Mike, and that is the fact that we are able to work with our volunteers and let them be the backbone of the organization, and work in partnership and conjunction with the board of directors to lead. But the volunteers, I will never be able to say enough fantastic things about, because as you mentioned, Ken Kelly, that dear man is at every event. He's at every ribbon cutting we do.
And he's the most low-key man.
He is.
But on top of, the one thing is, he came here once and, enjoyed his time here, but I'm like, sir, you can't come back. Because his safety stuff just scared the bejeebers out of me.
Yep.
It was just like, I'm not going to talk to anybody anymore, because he's just like, hey, you got to watch out for this thing. And that's just the way he is. He's always pitching in to help. whether it is the golf tournaments, that whatever it is, he is there to help. And that's what you see with a lot of the board members for the chamber.
Right.
And that's why chambers always worried people because they're just like, man, they're just a bunch of old men.
Right.
This is not the Chesterfield
No,
Chamber.
we're not a good old boys network
No.
by any stretch of the imagination. You know, and we're heavy on the networking side of what we do. But I don't think people understand that that is the backbone, especially of small business. And without that component within our chamber, small businesses wouldn't have the network in this county that they do, and they wouldn't be supporting each other, which then gives them, even though they're 1 to 10 people, it gives them a whole lot of other support around because of the fact that they've made these networking relationships through the chamber.
Alrighty, the chamber luncheon is coming up soon. Who's this? Do we have a speaker?
We do. Dana Marklin is going to be coming in and speaking on the state of housing in the county
that
for
lady.
us. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
Shout
we're
out to
we're
Dana.
excited about that, and we already have good response on attendance. So I think it'll be well attended, and we're glad to support that with what we're doing. So that will be the 10th of July at the Chesterfield Tech Center. We also have our next steps coming in, which is one of my favorites, quite frankly, because it's the opportunity to have, you know, a light breakfast and have all of our new members come in that have come in during the month, so they can meet everybody. They can meet us as staff and our ambassadors, which are the key everything for what we do.
And next step is open. Anyone can go. Okay.
Yeah.
And one of the things is that people don't understand the power of the chamber. So the Next Step program is really important because it's not just you paid your money and you're just going to stand off to the side. You're going to understand, if you choose to, the power of this organization and the members. Because it's not about, Tom Children would always say, it's not about, who, it's not about what, it's who.
Very definitely.
And, down the road, you're on chapter 4. There's a person who's been on chapter 4.
Right.
They understand what it takes. So the Chesterfield Chamber, how can people find out information about the chamber?
The best place is just to go to the website, which is www.chesterfieldchamber.com. Everything you want to know, descriptions of every event we do, every program we do, every committee that we have is on there. There's a chamber calendar of events, which is always full, and also a second calendar where our chamber members can put their events on too, so that there's a full community calendar, which has some really neat stuff on it.
Oh yeah, people are doing
time.
some really cool things.
Yeah.
Right, so we had India in last week,
Yes.
an intern. Talk about the evolution of the intern. They come in, don't know what's happening, and you see, so the name is India now, but you've seen India before.
Right.
And you see what it's going to do. Talk about the evolution of the intern.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the things, and I know I've done this everywhere I've ever worked, but, the chamber is very strong in this too, is that we want an internship for these young people to be a learning experience and a development experience, so they can take something with them to, whether it's their next internship or whether it's their first full-time job, to be able to feel more secure in what they know and what they can do. And one of the things, like with India, when you and I talked with her last week, we had a calendar she had to follow and still has to follow. She has her own projects, and they are necessary projects. I mean, she's working single-handedly right now on building our social media calendar for the rest of the year, and putting everything in place so that when she leaves, her effect will still be with us and still be of benefit to the chamber. And we're so proud of her. I mean, last week when it was just she and I,
You guys were
I couldn't have been more proud of her last week.
out there, holding it down like Thelma and Louise. You guys just really saying, hey, we're getting this done.
Yeah.
And, we don't have a whole lot of help. So we talk a lot of times about what the chamber means and the ribbon cuttings. And I always go back to that to say, explain the power of the ribbon cutting ceremony. It's something that people see in chambers across the country. And, you see big businesses, but you see the mom and pop.
Right.
They're there. Talk a little bit about the importance of that.
Well, our ribbon cuttings mark a huge formal beginning for these small businesses. And for example, our ribbon cutting last week was Poplar Springs' new clinic.
I got it in some hot water there.
Oh,
I was supposed to be there.
well, it was wonderful.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm sorry you weren't there. It was incredibly well attended by both chamber members. I think we had 15 chamber members there, which because of it was in the middle of the day and the location and the heat, I wasn't sure we were, but the chamber rallied on that. It's an actually beautiful site in a very supportive way. I will tell you, and as you know, my master's degree is in clinical psych. And so I walk into an environment like this and I put that hat on just for the feeling. And Mike, I won't say this about most places, but I walked into some of their treatment rooms and the way the color schemes, the way they had set it up, their attitude, I felt so comfortable, so warm, and so taken care of just touring the building. So they've done a fine, fine job with this. And so we were able to welcome them officially to the county and tell them how proud we are that they're part of us now, give them our support as a support system going forward, and then party with them because it's a big deal.
It is. So shout out to Poplar Springs, one of the sponsors of the program. So kudos to my man Lamar Taliaferro and the whole team there. Lauren Mullins, so she's a friend. She comes into the program. And the thing is, when there's something important that happens, like when the person committed suicide and drove off the pier, they're the ones that come in and explain what's happening, and they explain how people are doing. And so that's a good part about them. It's like you said, when you walk in, welcome to the county,
right,
and they're bringing some positive vibes and energy. Alrighty, ma'am, one last time, how can people find information about the Westchester? What am I thinking? Really quickly. So we're going to give a shout out to our friend Kat Simons, who is a local radio personality. And a lot of times when you hear a person's name, really quickly, tell folks who Kat Simons is. That was your friend.
Yeah, Kat and I were dear close friends for over 25 years. And I first met Kat when I was doing charity radiothons for Make-A-Wish Foundation. She was instrumental in helping me get that off of the ground. But Kat was the midday DJ for Light 98 radio for over 25 years, and she was committed to it. She was committed to her listeners. She was committed to every nonprofit there is in the community, but especially the animal nonprofits and also the Down syndrome. As I said to you earlier, Kat was truly an angel on earth. She was one of those people. We are sad that she's not with us anymore, but we wish her peace. And
she got her money's worth.
Yes,
she did. She took care of people. So, Kat Simons, this is the kind of music that you hear, ladies and gentlemen. We'd just like to give our condolences. Rest in peace, Kat Simons. You're the best. All right, on the mic with Mike. Karen Webb, we got to go. Take care. Thanks. Take care, folks.